Stand at the front of your mat, feet hip width apart, hands down to the sides. Inhale to take your arms up. Exhale, fold in towards your legs. Inhale, lengthen away from the legs, look forward. Exhale, big step back, downward facing dog. Draw the heels down towards the floor, press into your hands. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. You can bring your knees to the floor if you need to. Inhale, lift the shoulders up and back. Upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe into downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Keep your hips level to the floor. Hold it there. Point the toes. Press your hands into the floor, breathing. Next, inhale, lift the right hip up and flex your right foot. So push into your right heel. Twist and look underneath your right arm. Exhale, draw the heel in towards the buttock. Lift the knee up a little bit higher. Twist a little deeper. Inhale, lift your leg up. Exhale, slowly place the foot in between your hands and drop your left knee down to the floor. Inhale, lift your left arm up and exhale, twist. Bring your left elbow over your right knee, press your hands together and roll back the right shoulder. Option to lift your knee off the floor, your left knee. Push back into your heel if you're doing that one. Keep your left leg working. Right shoulder is rolling back. Bring your knee back down to the floor. Lunge into your right knee and lift your hands up and back. Press your hands together. There is an option to keep your arms open at this point. Open up the left groin. Hands come back down to the floor. Inhale, straighten the front leg, look forward. Hop your left foot in a little bit closer. And then hands to hips. Mind that wobble. Bring your hands together into a prayer position in between your shoulders. If you can't do that, you're going to hold onto your elbows instead. Lengthen the spine and then exhale, fold in towards the front leg. Breathing and lengthening down towards your front foot. Release your hands to the floor. Step your left foot up and then next to the right foot, fold in Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your arms up, hands together. Exhale, bring your hands in towards your heart. Hands down to the sides. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold again towards the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step back again, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga, or you can bring your knees to the floor. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg straight back, hips level to the floor, shoulders level to the floor, point the toes. Hold it there, keeping your right thigh working strongly. And then lift up your hip and flex your foot. You're going to look underneath your left arm. Bring your heel in towards your buttock and raise your knee a little bit higher. See if you can go deeper into that twist. Inhale, lift your leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward, bring the right knee down. Okay, inhale, lift the right arm up, this time twisting over the left knee. Palms together again. You can keep your knee on the floor, Or if you want to, you can lift your knee off the floor. Keep rolling the shoulder back and trying to lift the chest away from the thigh. Look down towards the floor and bring your knee back down again. Inhale, lift your arms up. And then crescent moon pose again, and Anjaneyasana, taking your hands back. Exhale, both hands down to the floor, step back into down dog. Hold downward dog, couple of breaths. Lift your heels and then drop your heels. So step or jump back to a seated position at the front of the mat. Stretch your legs forward. Sit in Dandasana, hands down to the sides, raising the breastbone up. And then inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, reach for both sides of your feet. If you can't reach your feet, you're going to have a belt here. And then fold towards your legs. There's an option to sit on a brick at this point if it helps to lift out of your lower back. Breathe and lengthen the spine as you exhale, moving towards your feet. Okay, lift up your right knee. Bring your foot into your left elbow, or you can just hold onto your foot with your left hand and wrap your right arm around your right knee and then rock your leg. Just releasing that hip joint and keep your left leg straight forward on the floor. Okay, hold on to the foot and then pulse the knee back underneath the armpit 5 times. Inhaling and exhaling as you pulse. Take your right arm underneath your leg. Hold on to the foot with your left hand. And then if you can, you're going to lift your right leg up over your right shoulder. Look underneath your left arm. And just go to the depth that you can go to here. Okay, hold on to the foot. And then bring the foot across the left thigh into Ardha Padmasana. You can reach your right hand back behind to hold onto your toes and then reach your left hand forward to hold onto the side of your left foot. And if you can't do that, if you can't reach your toes, just both hands onto the floor, either side of your leg, and fold forward that way. Also, if lotus is difficult, just bring your foot onto the inside of your thigh. Chest moving forward. Okay, release the hands. Stretch your legs forward again. Then lift up the left leg. So placing the left foot into the right elbow and the left arm around the knee, rock your joint. Get into that deep rocking action, getting into the pelvic girdle. And then pulse the knee back underneath the armpit. We'll do 5 of those. Backwards and forwards with the breath. Take your left leg over your left shoulder like a handbag. And then lift the leg up and look underneath your right arm. And of course, you might not go that deeply. Just go to the depth that you can go to. Bring your foot across your right thigh. Again, Janu Shirshasana if that's difficult. We're going to reach the left hand back to hold onto the foot and reach the right arm up to hold onto the side of the right foot. But again, all of those adaptations are possible. So just Janu Shirshasana foot or just walking your hands forward on the mat. Hold it there, breathe. Lift up and release your foot forward. Little rock of the feet to release the feet. Hold on to the big toes and then lift the legs up. For Upavishta Konasana version, wide angle stretch, lift the heart. You can bend your knees here if you feel like you're going to lose balance. And then roll back and take your feet back behind you and lift your hips up. Plug your toes into the floor to try and keep your legs straight. Roll back up again, catch the feet, lift your chest. And then if you feel brave enough, you can fold forward, chest towards the thighs. Move your chest towards the floor. Inhale, come back up. And then lift your feet up, lift your legs up and bring your feet together for Baddha Konasana. Lengthen up first, lengthening the spine, bring the chin in towards the chest. And then peel open the feet like the pages of a book and bring your chest forward. Bring your elbows into your inner legs, pushing them apart. Always just finding the edge of your stretch, your personal stretch. Some of you will be able to come all the way down with the head to the floor, but don't force it. Lift back up again, bring the knees together. And then come into a low squat position. Pressing the hands together, arms in between the knees. You can take a couple of bricks underneath your heels here if it's difficult to maintain this pose. Take the right hand behind you and wrap your left hand back. Wrap your right arm around your knee and twist. You can also bring your right hand to the floor. And the same with the left side, you can just keep your left hand on the floor and wrap the right arm back, or you can bind your fingers around your left leg. Remember to use the lift underneath your heels if your ankles are too sore. Hands onto the floor, lift your heels up. So we're going to try a crow pose. Draw your knees in towards the tops of the arms and lift your toes up. You can also just do 1 foot at a time here. Make sure you're looking forward and not down. Release back. Hands together into a low squat. Come down onto your knees and sit back in between your heels. You can also sit on a brick at this point for Virasana. Hands onto the knees. Lift your arms up and then wrap the right arm over the left. Bring the hands together. Lift your elbows up and take your hands away from your face for Garudasana arms, eagle arms. If that's really difficult, you can just hold on to little finger and thumb. Remember to give yourself a lift underneath your hips for Virasana. And then do the opposite side. So left elbow over, palms together, lift up. Good, okay, and then release your arms, stretch your arms out. Next pose is optional. We're going to lift the hips up, bring the hips back down again, and then lower down, maybe just onto the forearms, lifting the chest. Or you might be able to come all the way down to the floor for Supta Virasana. If that's too difficult, please just stay up onto the forearms or stay onto your hands even. Stretching back. Always just going to your limit. Lift back up, hands in towards the heart. Press your hands into the floor. Walk your fingers forward. Maybe at this point you can take your knees apart a little bit. Forward Virasana.